Pharmacy for the Soul, a comprehensive collection of meditations, relaxation, and awareness exercises, and other practices for physical and emotional well-being. I really like this book. I've been enjoying it a lot. I feel like I should have read it and finished it by now. It's a great book. Some of the practices are a little bit difficult for us to do, but that's where the sauce is. That's where the magic happens, through a persistent effort. So I think there's enough in here to at least give everybody one or two practices to help themselves. In this chapter 6, mood management, becoming master of your emotional world, I found the first practice very helpful. It has to do with outsmarting your mind's routine. And I think it's one that's quite easy and very doable. Of course, it takes a certain level of awareness to be able to do it, because you need to catch yourself when your mind goes into a routine. But in the beginning, there's a little pre-explanation called the diagnosis. And without reading the whole thing, because it's a couple pages, to summarize it, he talks about, I'll read a few lines from it. He talks about how people enjoy being miserable for some reason. It seems like everybody's miserable. And when we're happy, other people become jealous of that because they're not happy. And they're not happy because there's a certain aspect of misery that gives you meaning, gives the individual more color, if you will, gives the person more significance, like there's something there, something important, right? Something to acknowledge. But a happy person is happy, and there's not much else to say, right? Why is he happy? We don't know. Just happy. So he says it. He has a really nice, really eloquent way of explaining this. He says, misery has many things to give you that happiness cannot give you. Happiness takes away many things from you. Happiness takes away everything that you have, all that you have been. Happiness destroys you. He even goes that far. Misery nourishes your ego, and happiness is basically a state of egolessness. That is the problem, the very crux of the problem. That's why people find it very difficult to be happy. That's why millions of people in the world have decided to live in misery. It gives you a very crystallized ego. Miserable you are, happy you are not. In misery, crystallization. In happiness, you become diffuse, kind of like melt into the world. You just kind of like disappear into your happiness. It's like this dreamy like state, you know? If you ever look back at when you were a child, you don't remember most of that because you really didn't exist as an ego. You existed as this like unity, like this, just you were in it, 100%. You weren't thinking like, oh, got bills to pay, I got this to do, I gotta succeed so my parents will be proud of me. All this ideas that we have built in our heads have created our sense of self, and that is what keeps us miserable. Which doesn't mean that we don't need to partake in the world, right? And become successful if we wish to become successful. But that importance that we put on it is one of the things that really contributes to this dis-ease that we have within ourselves. He talks about how being miserable, like people are always like, oh, let me help you, when you're unhappy, everybody tends to you. So nobody wants to be happy because people get jealous, people hate you, people want to drag you down when you're happy because they're not happy. So how dare you, be happy while they're miserable? It's like it's a very selfish kind of thing, very subtle selfishness that's hard to catch. So yeah, misery makes you special. Talks about that. He also explains how like all of existence is happy because there's nothing special about dogs and cats. They don't feel like special. They're not trying to achieve anything. They're just there, happy, living, doing their thing. Trees are just happy existing. But people are human beings. We have too much knowledge, and that is what drags us into misery. It's this idea of being a big shot, trying to be this and that, forgetting who you really are. So let's go into the practice before I veer off too far. Outsmarting the mind's routine. Starts with feeling sad. Dance or go and stand under the shower and see sadness disappear from your body as the body heat disappears. Feel that with the water showering on you, the sadness is being removed, just as precipitation and dust is removed from the body. Perspiration, sorry. See what happens. Try to put the mind in such a situation that it cannot function in the old way. Anything will do. In fact, all techniques that have been developed through the centuries are nothing but ways of trying to distract the mind from the old pattern. For example, if you are feeling angry, just take a few deep breaths. Inhale deeply and exhale deeply for 2 minutes, then see where your anger is. You confuse the mind. It cannot correlate the two, since when the mind starts asking, did anyone ever breathe deeply with anger? What is going on? So do anything, but never repeat it. That is the point. Otherwise, each time you feel sad, you take a shower, the mind will get into that habit. After 3 or 4 times, the mind learns, this is okay. You are sad. That's why you are taking a shower. And it becomes part of the parcel of your sadness. No, never repeat it. Just go on puzzling the mind every time. Be innovative. Be imaginative. Your partner says something and you feel angry. You have always wanted to hit him or throw something at him. This time, change. Go and hug him. It's a tough one. Give him a good kiss and puzzle him also. Your mind will be puzzled and he will be puzzled. Suddenly, things are no longer the same. Then you will see that the mind is a mechanism. That how with the new, it's simply at a loss. It cannot cope with the new. Open up the window and let the new breeze in. Here you go. Let in that new breeze. Woo! Breathe in that good ass prana, as Ralph Smart says. Now slow motion this way. And slow motion back. I see why he does that. It's actually kind of fun. Anyway, peace and love, and keep living, loving, and leveling up. I hope you have a wonderful day. Much love. Peace.